Hello my lovely spectators, Dee Dee here. Welcome to my studio. So right now you just see this big old red blob because today is O and O is for organization. When I started this journey into junk journaling, which actually April was my anniversary, 1 year anniversary of doing stuff on this channel for junk journaling, etc. Collecting, and I'm still newbie, so I'm kind of still collecting, but less so. But then you have all these things that are sitting on your floor. So besides the O for organization, this is also going to be for the hashtag finding my floor, which is another set of creators. So ABC April, O for organization is for Seven Plaza and Crafty by Tony, and Finding My Floor is Scrap and Candy's Creative Creations, Crafty Creations. Okay, so many names of so many content creators that I'm looking at, following, learning new and such. Oh, I apologize, Candy, I apologize, but they'll all be linked down below. So this is what I'm dealing with right now. I was, of course, on the hunt for all the goodies, right? The stamps, the postcards, the this, that, the other, and loved the idea of the little books and the little nooks and the boxes and everything. So, you know, cigar boxes and etc. And, you know, got my hand on quite a bunch of them through thrifting and also Facebook Marketplace shopping. But the stamps have accumulated more than I can say. And I had thought I had come up with a method. I had bought these guys from Amazon. They are for I think they are for stamps. I'm not even quite sure. The thing is that they're great, right? You have everything, you can see through them, but when I'm looking at them here, because this is how the book opens, right? I want to grab this guy. I have to turn it and go to the back. Now, mind you, I'm being like, what the hell is wrong with her? She's so lazy. No, it is, you know, you want to just take what you want and go. And I'm like, you know, well, yes, I could turn them all backwards, but again, I want to be looking at them here. It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing. So I did stick a bunch of these in here, and then I had bought, you know, a set, and it had these other little ones, but they're just not, I don't know, they don't feel like they're working for me. And they weren't that, you know, they weren't that expensive. I mean, I'll link them below. I think it might be 1 or 2 packs. I'm not sure. I'll link what these are. But they're just not working for me, and that's fine. So I had to come up with another solution, because right now this is all just sitting on my desk, underneath my desk, on my floor, and all my extra goodies that have come in are also sitting in bags. So this is a stamp book that I don't care for, so don't ask me why I'm holding on to it. It has these post things, right, like a scrapbook. But it's not scrapbook styles. It's a stamp envelope. I'm not using it. Why am I still holding on to it? Mind you, I'm not throwing it out right now, but I'm trying to figure out what the system is going to be the best for me. So, again, this bag, look, full of stamps, right? I've got stamps of this style, like this, multiples. I was contemplating putting some on my Etsy or eBay, loose stamps still stuck on paper. Anyway, guys, so O for organization. I had to come up with a plan. So I do have a plan, okay? And my plan is to make my own version using 110-pound cardstock, right? We have probably a surplus of this in your stashes. And let me see how far up I am. Okay, I'm good. 110-pound cardstock, right? So, okay, fine, we have that. We also probably have laminating sheets, right? You find them, I happen to be a teacher in my day job, and so I always have these on hand. I always have extra at the end of every year. So these are 3 mil laminating sheets, nothing fancy. You probably find laminating sheets also in, you know, your thrifting escapades. The other thing that you probably find in your thrifting is transparency. So this specifically is from this brand. See how the box was a little worse for wear. There's a little bit of a tinge on them, but that doesn't bother me. But basically, this is transparency film, right? But specifically for copiers, right, or laser, because they use heat in order to transfer the image onto these things. So these films. So we want the ones that are for that. If you use the ones that are for inkjet printers, I can't guarantee that that's going to work because I haven't tried that. Okay. You can tell if the box is not there that it is one of those old ones, because this strip here is what the copier uses to suck the page into. Usually you have to put this in a certain place in your copier machines back in the day. But anywho, I wanted to come up with a way to make the pockets the way that I wanted, which is also great because you get to also put the pockets however deep you want, right? So sometimes some of those pockets, I had a lot of the little tiny ones and I needed something with a little bigger. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to take all the stamps off of the paper, so I might need bigger pockets. So what I did was, because this is 8.5 by 11 and it matches this, I just am cutting off about 1 inch. Because when we laminate and we're going to create pockets, and you're going to see this happen, what we need is a little bit of space for me where the integrity of the cardstock is going to be held. You could probably go a little bit less than 1 inch. I'm going 1 inch, probably 1/2 inch, because I already started some, and so I need to keep it consistent. I just took 3. I'm not even like, I don't even know. I'm gonna make some 2-inch pockets, right? Or 2-inch, right? So 2 inches cut, another 2 inches cut, okay, another 2 inches, okay. I'm gonna keep a large pocket, and I'm just gonna take one of those, and I'm going to do, let's say, whatever this is. This is 1.5 inches. I'm marking over here, so 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches, and another 2 inches. So we'll just leave it like that, right? Whatever size, random sizes, right? I didn't measure my stamps. I'm just making it so it has random. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our cardstock and we're going to affix these guys as pockets to our cardstock. So all I did was grabbed a little bit of, where did it go? I lost it. Trying to make space, I lost my little glue sticky thing. Oh no, where are you? That's not good. What happened to it? All right. No. Well, I guess I'll use a little bit of this. I don't know. Okay. Don't know what happened. So what I'm going to do is, on this paper, I'm going to put the paper to the paper. I leave it on here so that I can secure this lightly. Not a ton of glue. Putting it towards the center, right? And I'm just gluing it on that side. Okay. Bam. Then I'm going to glue another one up here so that I have a way to get in. But if it's bigger, I'm going to put this one higher. And we're just going to lay them out. Okay. Like I said, I'm just going to put glue on where that paper is and then place it down. You know, keeping it as straight as possible. You can go real in, right? Then I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to do the same thing to the back. I'm going to make a layout of different size pockets. So I'm going to start right here, down here. I'm going to start. Okay, I'm going to take one of my 1-inch ones, 1.5 inch ones. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. I'm going to put it up here. Okay. And I'm just eyeballing it, right? And then, because I'm using glitter glue, let me get myself more or less an idea of how this would be in here. You know what? I'm going to put these 3 in here. Yeah, I'm going to put these 3 in here. So again, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of space. You can go closer, not so close, whatever. That's up to you. But you do need to have paper between each of the pockets, right? Paper that is going to be laminated to your lamination sheets. Okay, so, and I'm going to show you why, because you're like, I'm laminating this, so how are they pockets? Well, I will show you. So these guys are, this is done. I've got one front to back. I'm going to make more. I need a whole mess because I'm thinking about how I'm going to be organizing these, right? So I put my lamination in here. Okay. And I make sure that my top is to the top. I want to make sure that I have a good amount, and I'll show you, a good amount on each side. I'm not putting it too much to the edge, right? Making sure that it's, you know, straightish. Okay. Everything looks good. Turn it over. Looks good. And now I have already had my laminator on, sitting here waiting to be used. And we're going to laminate this guy. Okay. Now, this lamination is a 3mm. My machine is a Scotch. I think I got this off of Facebook Marketplace, but I'm sure that this brand, does it have a number? I don't see a number. I'll look on the back. It is Scotch, and it is, it goes 3mm and 5mm. Because it's 3mm, I put it on 5mm, so it's got that extra heat to really make sure, since it's a thicker cardstock, etc. Right? So it's coming through. You can see, you can feel like some of the edges are not adhered as well as you may think. I'll show you that in a minute. And that's actually going to be a benefit to what we're doing here. Okay. One more moment. Okay. So we see here, we see there. Usually I do tend to like to run them in twice. So I'm going to just run it run it in one more time. I flip it over. Okay, this little thing, my guide is not there. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so what I was thinking to do was to kind of set up tabs on here. So anything that's in the Americas, anything that's a US stamp, a Canadian stamp, anything that's from the South American countries would be on those pages. And then I would have the rest of the world separated. But I wanted to separate them by colors. Yellows, grays, pinks, reds, greens, blues, whatever. Now, I'm making all different random sizes, so it doesn't really, I don't really know what I'm going to get or what's going to happen. But, you know, it is. You will need this. And you will need a light hand, okay? So let me show you what we're doing here, okay? So, okay, get this in here. All right, so I take it out. Oops. Let it flatten. I'd probably let them all do that as whatever, as quick as you can. Now, for me, you could take a ruler, and what you're gonna do, okay, so here's what I was talking about. It doesn't, it's not, you know how when you have lamination, like right at the edge, if it's a thick item, it doesn't really feel like it's laminated all the way to the end. That's why they say don't cut it out, because you're going to just break the lamination. Well, with these pockets, right, we've created a pocket here because we've got that little bubble. We're going to cut very gently along this edge. Right, so you can freehand it, you can ruler it, whatever your case is. So I'm going to go up to what I feel is the lamination, right, the thing, and I'm just gonna go down gently. Okay, you can hear it cut through the lamination and hit that air of pocket. That pocket of air rather. Okay, so let me show you right here. Come on, bro, let's go. Want to make me a liar? There it goes. Okay, you can hear that breaking through the pocket of the lamination, and you're not trying to go too hard because you don't want to go through the cardstock. That's why you use 110 cardstock. Okay, all right. Okay, there we go, all the way down. Okay, there we go. So we have our pocket now. Okay, now we can put whatever we want. Let me just grab anything, right? It'll fit in there. We see it, and when we want it, we grab it from here. I know, it's ridiculous, but that's my thing. Now with this here and this here bubbling up, you could run it through again. So I probably would cut them first and then run them through again. So let's just try to cut up the rest. I could hear it that I've broken through into that air pocket. Okay, and then my nails are not helping me. And there we go. I have my pockets. I didn't even have to use my ruler, but if you need to use your ruler, use your ruler, right? Once I get it up there, I'm just gently until I hear that crackety, crickety, crackety, crack. There we go. You heard it? Hold on. Okay. There we go. Being that I'm right-handed, I think it just serves me better to be pushing against it this way. Okay. So I have that pocket. Okay. Let's go up here. Let's do it again. Okay. You're not trying to cut through. There we go. Now we go again. Okay, I'm going through it again. Here we go again. Right, make sure that it's opened up all the way to the end. Did I get them all? 1, 2, 3, 4. On this side, I have a deeper pocket so that way any of those tall ones can actually work out for me. Come on, why are you giving me a hard time? I don't like doing that because of what just happened. So do as I say, not as I do. Alright, okay, so we've got this. Okay. So, I mean, it may happen if that really hurts your whole aesthetic for this. You can go and try to cut this little piece off. You can add a piece of tape. We're going to see what happens right now. I'm going to do the other one down here because I want to run it through the machine one more time. So my machine is still on because I cleared off a bunch of stuff. There's nothing near it. My computer is on another table. See, it's so easy to do that. Anyway, so let's put them again through. I would put them where I'm going against, so the pocket is not going to be against me, I guess, right? The pockets are facing away from me. The rollers are bringing it through. I don't want it to catch on anything and then like rip the pocket off. Okay, so one more pass through and we'll take a look at what changes happen to those spots here and there that look like they were lifting. You could decorate this as well if you wanted to like highlight the edge of the pocket. You could throw some washi tape to cover up those snafus like I just had, right? Where I made a little bit of a oopsie and got kind of stuck on the plastic. Okay. Okay. Now this doesn't work. See, look, perfect. It doesn't work for all types of, see, all those little round things that were gray have disappeared and we still have our pockets. Now it's lifting up because I'm not waiting for it to dry. Not dry, but like to set, right? So once you have this done, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my corner, my 3-hole punch, and I'm going to set this up and punch through, and then I can just stick it into my binders. So that is the organizational plan. So that is my O for organization. Now the finding my floor plan comes when I'm able to actually put these things into action. So I have already prepped a bunch of these to go through with different setups, and I don't know if they're all going to if I have enough for all of the countries. I don't even know if I have all the countries basically in order to kind of make this whole binder situation. So I'm gonna run all these through and then I'll be right back. Just a quick introduction, intermission? No, I'm on like the 12th or whatever, but at the 8th one, this happened. So they're not attached on both sides. So this one, I guess, either fell out, I mishandled or whatever. But so far, I'm almost at my end. I have like 2 more to do. And this happened. So now I'm going to have to figure out how to adjust this. I think I'm just going to try to cut away the pocket entirely and just leave it as is and call it George, because I wouldn't want to waste the rest of it. So I thought I would interject that we have things happen. I'm not going to hide them away from you. This is what you should watch out for, considering if you're following my how-to. I only glued on one side because I felt like it was nicely positioned inside, held. Doesn't happen 100%, so be mindful. I'll be back. And this happens when you rush. So trying to get this video put together for you. I'm doing all the things that you should avoid. So do not rush putting one in the other after the other. You really should wait for it to come out. I thought it was out enough, but one tagged on to the other, and this is not that bad, but it could get trapped even worse. So just be mindful of that. I'm turning into the how not what to do or what not to do video kind of situation. I'll be back. All right, so we're done with the whole rigmarole. I will admit that I did not run them through twice. It doesn't bother me that much if there's a little bit of bubbling. And if it gets worse, then I could just pull out everything, run it through, and kind of resets it. So I'm not too worried about that. A punched hole. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them. Ooh. Out of the 13, we did have some issues. So I'm going to, pull those to the side for a minute. There was this one that happened, and then it happened again, because, why tell you about a situation and then it happens again, right? And then the rest are all pretty much good. There's no big snafus. So again, wasn't paying attention. The wind, what wind? The fan. It came out and I wasn't paying attention. So we have 2 bottoms here that are not quite usable. I could think of something else to maybe do on the bottom here, possibly, to kind of, make it be a little bit better. There was some kind of plastic sticking out of this. So we're going to put these bad boys to the back. Also, I have a few that have larger pockets. So I also want to put those guys towards the back. And then we're just going to place the rest of these guys all together. All right, there's another large one. Okay, I think I got them all. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large guys, 2 mess ups, and the rest are pretty much all various sizes. So 13 pages. There are 10 different color situations, and I had printed these out already. Like I said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's something somewhere else. I'm not sure where it went. I need to like restitch. Oh, here we go. This is it. Is this it? Yes. Oh my goodness. One of them came off. Is it 10? Maybe it's not 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, no, it is 10. So there are 10 color situations here. So I'm missing 2. The stickers probably. Oh, here it goes. Right. And I was going to do this whole America thing, and I was probably hearing you guys in the back of my head saying, why? I guess it doesn't really matter. So I think I'm just going to just go by colors. So by the Americas, whatever. And it's the world. I'm going to leave that. I don't want to reprint another. So I lost 10 labels in this process, but that's okay. Let me show you something else, which is this little binder here, right? It's a really thin one. I don't think I'm going to use this binder for it, but I wanted to show you this, right? I had done this before, and I have it for stickers. That's another, you know, so then, and I was very large in the way that I did these pockets, and I also did them all the way to the end. I found that sometimes if you have them matched up, they felt a little like they would bend too much, so I didn't take them all the way to the end. And also I did put a glue dot on all of these. So you can use any color you want. I particularly just wanted to use the black for my stamps, right? The same thing here. I cut the pockets just on the top, right? Maybe because it's pink, that little weirdness that you get with the adhesion to the black is not as visible because that's making a light textured, light colored texture, whereas over here it's there but it's not as pronounced. So using a different color for different things, you could do that. So yeah, anyway, I will say that on this try, like I said, some of them feel weak. I'm trying to find one to show you, but maybe it was the first cup. I don't know. Look, see right here, they match. This feels like, see how weak that feels? Like it just bends right there because they match. So you want to stagger them. That's one thing. And I figured if I cut the pockets a little narrower, I wouldn't have that all the way to the edge thing. But this is how I had, you know, first came up with the idea. And then I was like, I can totally apply it to my stampage. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. But just to show you, you can put it for anything. And I know we've all made ephemera holders and things of that lot because I'm stretching because we want to have things held. And you know, I've made the pretty little books and stuff like that, and then it's like you're gluing them. Did you put enough glue? Not enough glue? You put the wrong glue, and then you have like all these issues. Like I have this other book that I had for organization. I enjoyed the process of making it. I love how the side looks. You know, it's from a real book cover, but then I just made each paper. But this paper situation, it's coming off. And again, brand new, getting into everything, getting all of my ephemera being held and stuff like that. Not having the right depth for things. You know, all of this takes into, see, I didn't have the right type of adhesive. So I'm slowly going in. These are my faux stamps, going in and fixing this and readjusting because I did want to know who I got them from. Like, so these are Aunt Dot's Paper Designs vintage postage stamps from Etsy. So yeah, so and then I just made it from Less Love scrapbook paper, as Margaret says, right? Stuff that I wasn't probably going to use. This I love. This is from Bona Design Art. I don't recall the file, but if you go on that Etsy, you can find it. I cut them all with a decal edge. And because they're falling apart and everything is falling all over the place, I feel like, as you can see, right? I know, right? It's so cool. I just feel like I needed to change it up a little bit. So I still have this. I'm still using it here and there if I remember. But I do need to get these stamps off of the floor, away from my feet, because I keep kicking them. So I've got stamps and stamps and stamps, and then I have postal cards, right? Postcards, which, you know, this video is not about the postcards, but these were Project Life sleeves that I had, so I was able to, you know, you like them because they're from the front, right? And then it's like some of these cards are brand new, don't have a date, but vintage no less, and I can go and turn this over and see which ones, if any, these are going to be the ones that are written on, so here, some of the ones that are written on, they have their postage stamps. Like, you know, this is, what date is this? I can't see. Better glasses. I need better glasses for now. 88. I don't know, some of them are obscured, but, you know, I've got some, you know, I did a Facebook Marketplace sale, got myself some postage. And some post office things. So this is 1903, it says. So yeah, some real old ones. I guess that's technically antique. I think this is 1930. I'm not sure. But anyway, we're not here about postage, right? But the organization for these and the sleeves that I bought for these, or I had, perfect, because I can go in and take it from the front when I'm looking at the image. I can see if there's any writing on the back, etc., right? So I went and I purchased, like I said, these guys here, and you can't get in. So I'm gonna redo all of these, but we're gonna add these bad boys into the binder. Okay. And we're going to place them right there in the beginning. 3-hole punch. Up. Do my tabs and everything like that. And figure out as I go whether or not... I know I'm like, I can't just put one. That's not fast enough. I got to do multiple at the same time. You know, so it's going to be a process, right? So I did the big one specifically for these guys. Let me show you. And then I'll let you go because you kind of got the idea that I'm going to be sitting here doing, you know, organization. On these big ones over here in the back, I have these. These are sets and I looked them up and they're not super expensive whatever or anything like that, but they, you know, they went for, you know, 15 something like dollars. So I can place them in here, right here, and some of them I have multiples of the same because I bought it from a son of a collector who had passed, and so, you know, we were able to work it out anyway. And I'm just gonna, you know, put a couple of them in here in the back so that they have some place to live. And if they're a double, then I'll put them together. I got one that doesn't have a covering, so I'm just gonna, you know, put that there. Put 2 in each pocket. I think I have enough. Yeah, so this one's 1991. The Royal Mail mint stamps. Gilbert and Sullivan. Is this Royal Mail? Civil War. Oh, I think I have 3 of these. Hold up. Let's go back. Yeah, I have 3 of these, you know, and it was cool. It was cool. It was like, he's like, you know, I really, this is not my thing. He was giving it away. I don't even know anything about stamps after the fact that I looked at it. But basically, you know, there's some stamps in here. There's the history of it, the designer. It's interesting. So I have some of those. I knew I needed some big pockets, right? But yeah, so this is my thing. I'm going to get all of this stuff off the floor. And I'm going to be able to put it in here. So now I'll be able to go in here. There's a bunch of different packages that I have. And, you know, just sort them through wherever. There's some other pieces of ephemera that was given to me that have to do with mail. So when I messed up, so yeah, I did mess up again. Where is that guy? Hopefully I don't have, he's not back here. Is he back here? I don't think so. I'm gonna have to find him. So all the pockets, great, hunky-dory, whatever, right? These guys are messed up. But then I said to myself, I was doing it and I was trying to, oh, here it goes, it's right here. So let me take it out. So, oh, this one, I was thinking about it, right? So what happened was I turned it around and I did it upside down. So I was like, ah, but you know what? I just made a belly band out of it, basically, right? You know, if you have envelopes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put this guy over here, and let's just, for now, take one of these pieces of ephemera. This is, what is this? Order for stamps. Somebody made an order for stamps in 1977, and if I want to keep that here, I can have it as a belly band. I don't have to fold it. I'm covered. I have 2 of them holding it, whatever, nicely and stuff like that. It's up to you. You know, if you think that that might be a useful solution to some of the things. Look, I have another envelope right here for Mr. Anderson, 1979. I can just stick that in here as well. And so anything that I have that I've gotten from this pack, this particular pack, then that's not a stamp. Woo, like this. This was, what is this? Final notice of your subscription. It was forwarded. Somebody's not paying for their Reader's Digest. Does it have a date? I don't see a date. Underneath here. Hold up, let me see. Come on. I don't want to take the stamp off just yet. Man, there's no year. Oh my god. January 80? I don't know, 1980. So I can just put that bad boy right there. So that's my organization. I'm gonna let you go. You got the idea of today's O for organization. The idea of, you know, finding my floor, which is trying to find ways to kind of put our things together, get them organized, get them visible, This can sit on my shelf. When I want a stamp, I pull the whole thing down and all my stamps are in one place. I love the cigar box idea, and I have a ton of them, and I love the aesthetic, but sometimes things just get more than a cigar box worth. So this is my solution. So I hope you've enjoyed. Please like the video. Please comment if you found this intriguing. Please share. That would be awesome. And if you're new, consider subscribing. Come back and share some of my other weird ideas. Until next time, ciao, ciao, bye.